Hello, this is Todd Martin from Solid Shell Security, and I'm back with another hardware video. Um, if you guys watched the introduction, or if you guys have ever opened up a computer and you know a little bit about the parts and pieces, you guys can tell that on my screen I have a picture of a hard drive, a conventional HDD. In today's day and age, there's two main types of hard drives now. There is the old, what I call the conventional way. The older hard drives now is what is seen right here, and then you have the solid state drives, which is kind of like the new, which work a lot like RAM and USB, which uses flash memory. So we're going to kind of talk about the pros and cons and get into a little bit of computer forensics, because this is actually kind of interesting. Before I do that, I'm going to explain this hard drive a little bit right here. So here we have a plate. It's like a CD, but it's a little bit more heavy duty. Then we have an actuator arm. These are the two main pieces, and also this piece in the center which spins the disk. But the two main pieces is the actual plate and the actuator arm. This is where we get into the computer forensics side, which is actually pretty cool, and a lot of people don't know this. I actually kind of got in trouble in school one time because I was explaining this concept during a presentation we had in my web design class, where we were allowed to make presentations on certain pieces of computer hardware, and I of course chose the hard drive because it's very interesting, especially because of the computer forensics side, because a lot of people don't understand how law enforcement agencies are able to pull data off of them. So I'm going to explain that now. How a hard drive like this works is you have, of course, the plate and the actuator arm. The actuator arm actually physically writes down information on that plate. So anything your operating system, every web page you've gone to, any kind of file you have on your computer is written on this plate physically in a table. If you guys ever heard of FAT, which is the file allocation table, NFTS, or if you're using Mac, you're using HFS, which are all file systems. File systems is a certain format of that table. So whenever its actuator arm is writing data, it does it in a certain predefined table in a way. So data is written down. Now whenever data is deleted, it kind of like marks over it, or it has a way of writing on that table saying this is deleted. Well, law enforcement agencies, whenever they go through a hard drive to find out what is on it, they have special machines and programs that will look at everything that's been deleted, because it's still there. It's still written on the hard drive. The only way to properly make a hard drive so that way it can't be read is to either saw it in half or stick a magnet to it. So if you guys are wondering how well, I should say, for some of you 15, 16-year-old kids who think that clearing your web history, mom and dad have absolutely no way of finding out that you're looking up porn, that's not exactly true. It's just they don't have the tools necessary. There's also certain ways to recover that data without having the specialized tools that law enforcement agencies do. So it's kind of interesting. A lot of people don't understand how computer forensics works. Alright, so let's talk about the cons of a hard drive such as this. The fault of a hard drive such as this is there's a lot of moving parts, and whenever you have moving parts, for instance, you take a hard drive while it's powered on, if you move it, that actuator arm has a good possibility of damaging something on that disk, which has happened to me quite a bit sometimes, just being stupid, where I'm messing around with a hard drive and I've accidentally left it powered on, I moved it, and the next thing I know, the damn operating system is corrupted. So these have to be in a nice place where it's stable whenever it's powered on. This is where it benefits with the solid state drive. A solid state drive, or SSD, has fewer moving parts, but the issue, or at least when they first came out, they're finding ways to improve this, is that over time it kind of like half-lives. It doesn't have as many write cycles per se. With a hard drive, you should be able to get up to, I think, like 1 million life cycles with it, writing cycles, which means you can delete and remove on the same segment about 1,000,000 times. Whereas with the hard drive or solid state drive, the estimate numbers I've read were about 100,000, but they're finding ways to improve that with applying heat to them and such, getting into really complex things. But that's essentially how a hard drive works. It's for long time storage. Operating systems, programs, all that stuff is stored on the hard drive. So that's it for this video, and I hope you've enjoyed it.